Well, the third debate is going to be a disaster. This Kristen Welker woman has deep ties to the Democratic Party, and now they have unilaterally changed the subject matter of the third debate, at least so says the Trump campaign. What they say was supposed to be a foreign policy debate has now become a general, families in America and race and things like that. And Trump isn't having it. The Trump campaign has issued a letter to the Biden Debate Commission, they say, about the change. If a lot of people are saying the change is the result of the Hunter Biden email stories, because guess what? This is going to come up in a foreign policy discussion. Joe Biden has to contend with Libya, the failures of Afghanistan and Iraq, and now his own son in China and Ukraine. So sure enough, the debate commission changes what it's all about. Well, here's the statement from the Trump campaign. They say, "We write with great concern over the announced topics for what was always billed as the foreign policy debate in the series of events agreed to by both the Trump campaign and Biden campaign many months ago. The topics announced by moderator Kristen Welker, fighting COVID, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership, are serious and worthy of discussion. But only a few of them even touch on foreign policy. Indeed, almost all of them were discussed at length during the first debate won by President Trump over moderator Chris Wallace and candidate Joe Biden. As the long-standing custom and as had been promised by the Commission on Presidential Debates, we had expected that foreign policy would be the central focus of the October 22nd debate. We urge you to recalibrate the topics and return to subjects which had already been confirmed. We understand that Joe Biden is desperate to avoid conversations about his own foreign policy record, especially since President Trump has secured historic peace agreements among Israel, the UAE, and Bahrain. We recall that Biden's former Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, maintains that Biden has been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the last 4 decades. Biden has supported endless wars and given aid and comfort to our adversaries, including Iran, which was delivered pallets loaded with mountains of cash, just as 4 Americans were released from captivity in Tehran. Biden also has advanced the interest of China over his 47 years as a Washington politician, putting their concerns ahead of those American workers. New information recently revealed indicates that Biden himself was mentioned as a financial beneficiary of a deal arranged by his son Hunter and a communist Chinese-related energy company. If a major party candidate for president of the U.S. is compromised by the Communist Party of China, this is something Americans deserve to hear about. But it is not surprising that Biden would want to avoid it. It is something irresponsible for the commission to alter, and the focus of this final debate, just days before the event, solely to insulate Biden from his own history. Sadly, this is not the first time the commission has ceded to the wishes of the Biden campaign. Despite the obvious fact that millions of Americans began casting votes early this year, the commission steadfastly refused to move the debate schedule earlier or add another event, simply because the Biden campaign objected. In this example, the commission hid behind Biden's unwillingness to be flexible at the schedule, but has not hesitated to act unilaterally in other cases. As the most egregious example, the abrupt decision to switch the scheduled second debate to October 15th in Miami to a virtual setting was done without consultation with our campaign at all. Though the supposed reason for the change was public safety, because of the coronavirus, the decision was made before President Trump's medical condition became apparent and well before the president was medically cleared as having tested negative for the virus. Proof of the illogic of the commission's decision is the fact this action resulted in both Biden and Trump holding their own separate in-person events on the same night. If the commission's action was intended to prevent one in-person event, creating 2 such events as a result revealed the pointlessness of the decision. The commission's pro-Biden antics have turned the entire debate season into a fiasco, and it is little wonder why the public has lost faith in its objectivity. The moderator for the first debate styled himself as a third combatant on a stage, with almost all of his venom directed at President Trump. The moderator of the second debate, which was canceled, revealed his anti-Trump bias by accidentally tweeting what was intended to be a direct message to a well-known Trump critic, and then lying that his Twitter account had been hacked. Incredibly, the commission has yet to retract its public statement of support for the moderator's bogus hacking cover story, which resulted in the moderator's indefinite suspension from his place of employment. Finally, the moderator of the third debate now has decided to pursue topics almost wholly unrelated to the purpose of the event, which was to be focused on foreign policy. It is our understanding from the media reports that you will soon be holding an internal meeting to discuss other possible rule changes such as granting an unnamed person the ability to shut off a candidate's microphone. It is completely unacceptable for anyone to wield such power. And a decision to proceed with that change amounts to turning further editorial control of the debate over to the commission, which has already demonstrated its partiality to Biden. This is reminiscent of the first debate in 2016, when the president's microphone was oscillated and is not acceptable. For the good of the campaign integrity and for the benefit of the American people, we urge you to rethink and reissue a set of topics for October 22nd's debate, with an emphasis on foreign policy. This is what the campaigns had agreed to, and it is what the tradition in past, and it has been the tradition in past campaigns. We await your immediate reply to these concerns. We further advise you there is no reason to consult with the Biden campaign before applying because we all know what they think. Sincerely, Bill Stepien, Donald J. Trump, for President Campaign Manager. I think it's fair to say the debates are biased for Biden. And I tell you, it's really simple. Are they going to ask Biden any questions about his son, foreign policy? How about the fact that Obama was deporter in chief? Black Lives Matter started under Obama. The policies under Obama led to these riots. No, they don't. Chris Wallace yelled at Trump. They unilaterally changed the rules, and then Donald Trump canceled, and Savannah Guthrie just yelled at Trump for nearly 20 minutes before anything was opened up to the actual voters. It is a scam. It's a scam. What do I mean by that? I'm saying that they're favoring Biden. Of course they are. And now, I mean, how many debates have we had? 2. How many debates should there have been? How many debates were there last time? This is a ridiculously small amount of debates. I believe there may have, how many were there with Hillary and Trump? Because I believe there were more than 3, but we're only going to get 2 now. You couldn't do another debate. You could have done a debate yesterday, today, or whatever. Nah. Joe Biden called a lid until Thursday. He is sleeping in his basement, hiding from the press because the Hunter Biden email story will end him, and they know it. That's why he's hiding, and that's why they're changing the rules of the debate. It doesn't matter, though. Trump is planning on bringing it all up anyway. They can't do anything about it. Oh, they can change the rules. They can cut off his microphone. But every single time, Trump will just say, they'll say, Trump, how do you feel about healthcare? Joe Biden and his son profited off of his office. Cut him off. Don't let him speak. That would be epic. Imagine what the American people would think if while he was trying to say that, they kept cutting him off. That would be shocking. And I think they might, because they're desperate. They can't cancel the debate. They need Trump to do so. But they also can't let Trump go in front of 80 million people and tell them about this story and the censorship and the rule changes and the bias. I'm telling you right now, we got some data. It is going to be a massive election. Now, there's good news and there's bad news in this. The debates, I think, will play a role. I think a lot of people are already voting. Apparently now we're looking at 20% of people have already voted relative to 2016, but we're going to see massive numbers. So Trump needs these debates for sure, and they can't stop him. Check this out. Florida voting tracker up 123% from 2016. Pennsylvania up 627% from 2016. Wisconsin up 375% from 2016. North Carolina up 237% from this time in 2016. It's going to be crazy. Election night should be fun. I wonder if the American people can see through the manipulation of the debate commissions of the political parties. And I wonder if it will be enough. I'm not entirely convinced. I'm not. You know, I saw a funny post on Reddit, and it was someone saying, like, these Trumpers really live in alternative reality. Like, I go onto YouTube and I see one of these videos and I can't understand how it has millions of views. So close to figuring it out. Dude, if you're seeing a video with millions of views, maybe you should watch it too. I watch CNN. I watch MSNBC. I read CNN. I read these biased pages to understand what they're talking about. And I will tell you this. The right knows what the left is thinking. The left doesn't know what the right is thinking. The only way the Democrats are able to maintain any kind of polling advantage is to make sure that the people who are supporting them never see real news. And that's why you get stories like CNN claiming the laptop contained hacked emails, which it didn't. That was never part of the story. They just put out lies. It's why they changed the rules of debates. They don't want you to know. If regular people actually saw what was really happening, they'd snap. They'd be like, no way, I'm not into this. And every story I've heard about walk away starts with someone saying, I started researching online. That's what they don't like. That's why they censor everybody. That's why they censor me. This channel you're watching right now, is blacklisted. Yep. You can't search for it on Google. They're trying to make sure, in my opinion, that information like this doesn't get out. But I don't swear. I don't break the rules. I don't insult people. So it's really hard, right? What are they going to get me on? I'm sure they'll find something soon enough. But they've already removed my channels from Google. The censorship will get worse in these next few days. We are dangerously close to this election. And Trump might win. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll leave it there. Next segment will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all next time.